Yep, we did. This is the code. The code says 83704. Now recognize. There you go. Transfer email address. You will no longer be able to access for that account. Okay. It says email address will be linked. Will be unlinked from the other account and linked to your account. What? Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
He nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at the 37-yard line. So now Reagan's getting ready for their first go on offense. Commanding the offense will be Lamar Jackson, the electric quarterback out of the University of Illinois.
Good?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Jackson now. Eluding the pressure right. He's got a first down and then some to midfield. Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 63 yards. As this guy is straight first. Maybe a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has actually exceeded expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible. They want a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you after that have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
Tucker with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. They're able to get the connection on a long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown.
What did you say, Phil, when the girl called?
Huh?
What did you type in? Because I need her to call me back.
You gotta go to support.
I did. I'm typing it down. I'm putting my number because she's saying my new phone number
Attached to another account.
someone else's account.
Yeah. I get snowbang on my television.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game 1 of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
To throw on 2nd and 6.
Sack.
To escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You want to take the offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job.
Mayfield lost the football.
Hey, I'm still, baby.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else
stable.
Okay, so front side guys, backside guys, that's what you're supposed to do.
Had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable game.
Now the first carry for their fullback. Inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Jackson leaves it with Edwards on the draw. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple. Jackson being chased down left. They'll try and run it. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. Now we get a quick peek at the Ravens starting offense.
Yeah, I feel a little bad here because we missed out talking about these guys on the opening drive because they were in the end zone before we had a chance to even say anything. But let's keep an eye on these wideouts. QB already has 1 touchdown pass. You know he's looking for a few more before this.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away as the Ravens push further out in front. Well, there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, but run it in. They did.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
I wish myself would just over.
See, if your phone wasn't broke, it'd made you do exactly what I did. And you just use Smart Switch. That's what I did. I used Smart Switch and I just, everything, a lot of stuff transferred over. And I ain't had to log into a lot of stuff because it automatically picked it up.
The good thing about covering any game I do with you 6, 7 turnovers to start. So, you know, just with what we're dealing with some different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game gets on.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return.
That's the one thing that I don't like about it.
What?
You start keep pushing that X out button with that other button. Oh, y'all like my people.
Yo, come on. It's not what I'm trying to do. Ah. Foul. Hold up. How hurt is this dude? Oh yeah, he's done. Ruptured disc, you're done. Ah. Toes, bro. You go fat toe, let me see him.
This is the guy just sent me. That's how I emailed him. He told me to open it up and do this. I did that, sir. It's not allowing me because it's somebody's number. I'm trying to call me.
You know, communicating via email. Are you communicating with him via email?
I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what the fuck it is, but he's talking about he's trying to work on it, but he's doing the same thing like the girl said. What I'm saying is, I got my email in there, everything's set up. When I try to transfer, if I want to say, or I put my email in, and then I want to transfer my phone, when I take the phone out to the new number, it's saying that that number is somebody else's number, and it pulls up the girl's name. Amy something, I don't want to think it, and then that's her money. If they call me, they'll understand it. That's why I'm trying to tell the girl, remember what it's trying to talk. That's why I said, she's trying to talk to her guy better than me. Because you can't go to that, bitch. I went to that and it keeps saying Amanda. I don't know who she is. Then I'm going to be getting her money where she's like, who the fuck is picking up money from my cash app? You see what I'm saying? If I put that number on it.
I don't think it's going, it goes by the actual, like, account. Yeah, the phone number is only something linked to, you know what I'm saying, help verify accounts, and, you know, that way you get, like, text, like, it's sending you push notifications. But it really goes by your Cash App name.
And it keeps saying her name. It's going to her name. Look, I'm going to do it again.
On your Cash App, it's saying her name?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to talk to them. I want to physically talk to them. All right.
That's your picture up there, Tabby.
Look, watch. This is what the girl telling me. Go to personal. When I go to... Right?
I know what you're talking about. Add the phone number and it belongs to somebody else. I tried to do it earlier.
That's what I'm trying to tell the dude. He called me, I can just let him know, like, take her, in your system, you must gotta remove that number under her name. Is that what I'm trying to say to them? They're gonna have to remove that phone number physically from under her. That's what they need to do. That's all I want. That's what I'm gonna tell a girl, or maybe somebody cheat like that. That's you. I don't. Oh, you want to call? Letting them call me?
Is it, please enter the code sent to. Okay.
929-369. And that's if they can call me back. Let me see what it is. I think that's it. She will call when I'm signing in the bank.
Tabby, you saw me just do that. You got press 1.
This will be taken in after 1. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. The second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
Sometimes you take a little extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you can slow down. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands.
This is getting out of hand. It could get worse. So we'll reach halftime here in the Thursday night.
I'm sorry.
As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah, I can get high school today.
Coach. All right, Brandon, good to get another season.
I'm wonderful. So on my Cash App, I'm calling for support because they're going to try to enter my phone number. I have a new phone number, and the number I had, unfortunately, is still linked to someone else's account. And I was just trying to see on you all, and if y'all can remove it from that account. I can tell you the girl's name, I just don't want to accept it because it's still under her name. Yeah, that's fine. My first name is Tabitha, my last name is Jordan.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of factor as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded
walkerface35@gmail.com.
to the 23.
Yeah, it's the
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Second half starts with a run by Murray. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Mayfield throwing quickly out to Beckham. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, his 2nd sack of the night.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Here's Jamie Gillen now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Another pistol look here.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
53's Mike. He's scared. No. Off.
They'll look to run with Edwards. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. Third and goal from the 2. Flush to his... And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns third and goal into a touchdown. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Get ready.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Mayfield to throw it. Now Mayfield lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got to be saying, boy, thanks for this field position.
Yeah, remember their last drive in which they scored a touchdown. That one also began in excellent field position, so let's see if they can capitalize a second time.
The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal.
Come to my world. Big edge, big edge, big edge.
They'll run here with Edwards. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Hey, that's the one you finished, boy.
An 8-yard touchdown
Yeah, go.
run. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Out comes the Ravens defense now as they get ready for the next possession. Forced the fumble last time, up on the scoreboard, things going their way.
Things are rocking easy now, and they feel good about themselves, confident, taking the ball away in the last possession. They're going to try and do it again.
So let me ask you, can you be playing free and that can be good, or it can also become bad, right?
I like the way you put it. You're exactly right. It can work both ways. Sometimes you get too loose and give up big plays and not handle your responsibilities. But oftentimes when you're playing free and easy and locked in, as they are today, you see the end result.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's fast.
On first down, Murray.
I got you, boy.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
He was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This will be fielded at the 17. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And out will come the offense as they take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Wild Bill, Wild Bill.
Jackson from the shotgun. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw again on second down. Jackson eluding the pressure. And this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 17-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Intended for number 88, incomplete. Marlon Humphrey on the cover.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, here we go.
Mayfield. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The tight end, Max Williams, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
It's 3rd down. And 10 yards to go.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Jam him. Jam him. Jam. Jam.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Gus Edwards, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Browns drive about to get started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
On second down, Mayfield again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Stop right there.
Mayfield now. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A second down throw for Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
I think this one offensively, this is what you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
It's caught. Beckham. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
Man, I got you. Man,
A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up first and 10. Now Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. Going to the air again with Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Mayfield down from the 50. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Taken in at the 11. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Ravens will get it first and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you know, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And Murray's still down. Maybe shaking up that go-around. Let's hope he's all right. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Mayfield. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. This is caught by Williams. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Browns on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Mayfield looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Pick, baby. Good stuff. Keep doing that.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, Hassan. Let's get some penetration.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Double dog. That's the way.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 28 yards the game there on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Let's go now. 15 on it. 53's Mike.
Know your job.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. This is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week one. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week one. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coach say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillendown. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Taking it about the 16.
We got this.
Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Ravens, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And
How it feel to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl ring, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what. Like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Brady Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Ay, why I never saw you in the field though? Ay, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad in pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, that make pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she want it like me, cause her like she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit on my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers,
everybody. It's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson.
Well, he started his season the way that everyone wants to start their season, with an absolute bang. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Let's see where he goes from here.
Set the bar high. Week 2, we'll see what he can do.
Come on, set. 10, come on. It's 59. Mike the 59.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Let it go.
First carry now for Gus Edwards. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the first play of the game. 75 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check, 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 check.
They'll try to run this one in, and he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
HG Gator.
Yeah, that's what I do.
On 2nd down, Michelle. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Defensively, here are the starters for Baltimore. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge.
70, Indy. They can't hang with us. Ready?
To throw on third down, Stanley. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. That'll go down as a 92-yard punt return score. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This will be fielded at the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go!
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Back to throw. Stanley, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Tucker now to add the point after. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25
to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
10 logo. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here. Go.
On first down, Stanley. And his throw is incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, but it'll be second down.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10. From the gun, they run with Michel. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fix and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ready, break.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third. Operating from the gun, Stanley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
That's a pretty darn good start to this season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
The Patriots send out their punter. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll field this at the 5. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. It's John Simon with a sack. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead, it works opposite.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Patriots take over. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Strong left. Strong left.
Man.
Get it.
From the gun, Stanley.
It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they got themselves a first down.
First down, New England.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready? 91. 51. Let's go one more. Now.
Off the draw, here's Michelle. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down now, Michelle. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stanley. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. First target, first catch at a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described. He's able to do just that.
Looking to throw. Stanley. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup of some...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
They're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got? What you got?
Operating from the gun. Stanley. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Damian Harris.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
56-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up, weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. As his guys are in for 6. As the Ravens push further out in front. We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only if they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return, where they didn't create a penalty? Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, that didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and a route is on here in this first half.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
18 Gator. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm coming. I'm coming.
They begin with Michelle on the ground. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
On 2nd down, Michelle, and he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. 2 runs in a row, but only 2. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Back to throw. Stanley to Michelle on the screen. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag.
Stanley's pass.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get inside. Let's go. Let's go.
A gain on the play.
After review of the play, the ruling
Well,
on
he
the field
challenged the
stands.
play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the player.
Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
At the 26-yard line.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right?
Marlon Humphrey.
Nice pick, nice pick.
A gain on the play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
First down.
I got him.
First and 10 at the 30.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A very solid gain of 27. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of
time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Edwards. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Gus Edwards, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
For Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Check 83, ball's going to 83. Watch tight end, watch tight end.
2nd and 11. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a 1st down. A running play here on 1st down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. And he's loose again. Past the 20, 10. And how about this? He takes it all the way back. No time, no flags. A punt return touchdown and a stunning end of the first half.
And they kicked it to him. They kicked it to him.
What a risk he took, but it paid off. I mean, he took that punt from inside the 5 near the goal line, ran it all the way back.
And normal coaching says you let that one go. Anytime you're inside the 10-yard line, you let it hit and hopefully bounce into the end zone. But as you mentioned, he took a risk, and boy, did it pay off in a big way. I wonder if they let up a little bit going downfield, thinking that there was no way he was going to return that one.
Tucker with the extra point. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. But first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers, as they'll be forced to reckon with the Atlanta Falcons. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And then one more to highlight, Monday Night Football. As folks, you'll see a good one between the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Josh had a nice tackle on that play. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A first throw for the backup, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. the connection on a long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game. And that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. This quarterback now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. From the gun, Stanley. And he'll get that to Michelle, complete.
Didn't have a receiver up and downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because the coverage is way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Bring it! Bring it!
They'll run out of the gun with Michelle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Stanley. And that is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The Patriots send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens will take over at their own 20-yard line. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here.
Ready? Henry! There, right there. 54 Mike. Check, 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 check.
Jackson on 1st down. This will be caught by Brown. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Watch the slant.
Jackson to throw. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check, 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 check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Schwab, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 44 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Check 83, ball's going to 83. Single.
Ready? Off the play fake. Stanley. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught.
Here we go.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Double tight. 4 down. 5.
And it's Michelle once again. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Stanley. Got his man, that's Harry. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 35. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. From the gun, Stanley. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 5. He completes it to Tate. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 10-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 51's Mike. Mike's 50.
Back to throw. Stanley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
On 3rd down, Michelle. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The kick by McManus is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
There we go. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Under 10, under 10, 10. General, West. Ready, go.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling, but inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Back on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On 1st and 10, Stanley. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that... You know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their totals. So another score there. And often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Tucker with the extra point. And the lead will swell by one more. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Left. Pick it up. Pick it up.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
I'm all over you.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Got it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Bunch set. Eyes up. Bunch set.
Go.
Operating from the gun, Stanley. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Stanley's pass, incomplete. Intended for Arlen.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And now here come the Ravens. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Now it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There's no doubt.
Did you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
Going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on. Get it?
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Tyus Bowser in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Looking to throw. Stanley. He's got his man. This is Tate. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, Stanley. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. It's a big play there for the Patriots. 43 yards. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Tate. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. It's complete to Snead.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Cry all the way back home, yo.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Snead's got it. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian-Jenkins. And it's 3rd and 4. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, watch 13, watch 13.
Off play action. Stanley to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for Austin Safarian-Jenkins. It's 4th down.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Target, 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 target.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Baltimore, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage.
Man, check the wrist, man, got him hot. Hey, man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she wanted like me cause her like she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him. Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts, whole team counting, that's a big number.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. check up on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no air. People in my health. Been a fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way. Cause my bros on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Set up getting thick, so I put it on display.
With his rhymes, I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch it, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause I told the wrist. My bitch, you wanna be famous, huh? They LA, they made us, huh? You know I'm icy in Vegas. This for the that haters, huh? I make a lot of new money, huh? When it's not savers, you be liking my flavor, huh?